Have you ever wondered what it would be like to see Henry the Green Engine chugging along through your Minecraft world? Well, get ready to be amazed. In this video, we're diving into the Create mod to build a fully functional Henry, which will showcase the incredible detail and power of this mod. Let's go! Alright, to start things off, what we want to do is we want to grab a double axle. We want to go medium standard. Place that there. Count back 4 rails. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to grab a triple axle long 060 driver. Place that there. Click this part 3 times. And then click your rail so that it gets bigger. And it stays like that for now for our rotational glitch fix. We want to hop up here above the bogie. Place a slab down on either side. So, whoops, like that. Take a copycat panel, go off of that slab on either side there, and take a copycat bite and place a copycat bite, whoops, other way, like this, and then like that. We have the beginnings of our pilot there. The next thing we want to do is just fill these in with our polished cut diorite. Perfect. On top of here, what we want to do is we want to place a layer, a full slab layer of these copycat stacked half layers. And then what we want to do is place another one right on top of that. And then rinse and repeat. You may have to place down a temporary block or two able to do this next part. But essentially what you want to do is place those there, and then that's the bottom of your smoke box there, this part right here. Perfect. The next thing that we want to do is we're going to grab ourselves a copycat half layer, and we're going to place that like so. And then that's going to be the beginning of our first wheel cover right here. So that way we have these little arches over top of our wheels. Next thing we want to do is just extend back our temporary blocks here. We want to place down these stacked half layers like this. And then we're going to just repeat what we did before on the other side here. So that way we're like that. Place that down like that. Essentially, we want to try and have 2 blocks up like this all the time, and then we're going to place in our next set of these, place in the next row of doubles, like so. And then that's going to take us to the back of the boiler. Perfect. We're going to now take our temporary blocks and just run those back even further. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to create the old shape slope. And we're just going to bring that up like so. 6, and then 4. So that way you have a nice gradual bump up, like that. And then that way you've got the top of your old shape slope good to go. Fill the bottom in where you can't see anything with your diorite piece, grab a hold of the lime slashed loco metal. Place that in on your bumps here. Make sure to shift right click to have the textures disconnect. And then we're going to grab our lime copper wrapped loco metal and place our little stripes in. Perfect. Alright, now we're going to fill in the rest of our smoke box here. Click your stacked half layer 3 times, 2 times. Take your black loco metal smoke box, place it in so that way it connects and makes like a unified shape, like so. We're going to grab a hold of a copper brass wrapped, well, you can do whatever color you want really. Yours is going to have to look like this. I have a texture pack a private texture pack that allows me to have a smaller smokestack. So that's what that's going to look like for me, but it will look different for you. We're going to click down twice across the top, a layer of 2. Right here, we want to grab a lime loco metal smoke box. And actually, wait, does this need to be 3? Yeah, it does. So it's actually a layer of 3 all the way across, like that. Then run your copycat layers across like so. Every other one is the striped, and then every other one is the slashed green. This guy up here is going to be the loco metal smoke box like that. And then you're just going to match the tops here. And I mean, shoot, you're already cooking pretty well along here. Grab yourself the copycat stacked half layer. Run this all the way along the side here, like so. Grab a red slashed loco metal. Fill that in all the way down like that. With your lime copper wrapped, run that all the way up there like that. We can actually remove that back one in favor of our whistle. And then we're going to make sure that those disconnect like that, so that it's like our striping is even all the way across there. You know what? I think that's layers. It is layers. 6. My apologies. There, that looks a little bit better. A little bit shorter. We're gonna grab a fluid tank and a whistle and a candle. We want a yellow candle. Place our fluid tank there. Whistle there. Right click so it's the big one. And then put 2 candles on top. And there's your little whistle for Henry. Looks pretty neat, huh? Alright, let's focus a little bit on our cab here. So on our back one here, we're going to go ahead and grab a hold of the copycat bite panel. The reason being is because we want to have kind of a slope that goes down. Oh, actually we can do that. So I'm going to place a temporary block there. And then I'm going to just also place a couple temporary blocks there. What we want to do here is we want to just build up the side shape of Henry's cab. And we want to make sure that this goes back 3 like that, leaving that little gap there, and then up like that. So your shape is going to look like this. Make sure to pause to just get this correct. We'll remove our temporary blocks. And what we're going to do is we're just going to fill these in like so with our lime striped. We're going to grab the flat lime riveted locomotive, run that up the side like that. Actually, run that up that side like that. Grab our slash, run that up that side like that. And then run our red stripe like that. Perfect. We're going to grab a copycat vertical half layer. You can keep those temporaries there if you wanted to, or to have them taken out. It's up to you. You're going to place these two copycat vertical half layers with your birch window panes on the inside like that. Honestly, you could do a copycat layer. I just did the vertical half layers. I don't know why. I just thought it would look, you know, it just at the time, it's just what I did. So, no big deal. We're going to grab our copycat slice, as well as our half layers, and a layer, and let's place a roof. Just some temporary blocks. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1. Those temporary blocks. I like to do the deep slate tiles on the top, or on the roof rather. You can do whatever color you'd like. I just like the texturing. And make sure that you complete this, or duplicate everything on the other side, and then that's pretty much going to complete your Henry right there. We'll move on to the tender in just a minute. What we want to do is grab ourselves the lime slashed locomotive, and we're going to replace the inner block here because I totally forgot with the lime slash locomotive. We actually might need to do that one like that. Yeah, we do. Oh, we also need to do the front. Who let me forget to do the front? Jeez. Okay. 2, 3, like so. Place down a stacked layer like that. So that way it's, is that 2 or is that 1? That was 1. Oh, my apologies. All right. So that's a 1, and then that's a level 2. Place those suckers in like that. Grab yourself a kitchen hood. Fill those in. And then grab yourself a deep slate corner trim. And fill those in and turn them around. So you got your little shapes there. We're going to grab ourselves a buffer. Screw link coupler, some red dye, a copycat vertical slice, and fill those vertical slices with the black oak metal smoke box. And there, now your Henry is basically complete. We'll work on the interior of the cab as well as the tender after I duplicate the other side. The interior Henry's cab is just going to be placing down some copycat panels. I again chose to use the deep slate tiles. Grab yourself a blast furnace, place that underneath the whistle. place down a couple of copycat stacked half layers, making sure to do the flat line riveted on the bottom, and then your birch window panes on the top, flipping them sideways so that they're the bigger version of that window. Grab a copycat layer, shift right click with the flat riveted locomotive for lime. Place down your train controls on either side, as well as a seat on either side. And then your Henry is done. Now for the tender. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to run another copycat panel on back towards here, and then we're going to place down our reversing train controls, fill it in with the same floor block that you used a minute ago, place a temporary block here, out, temporary block like this, run it all the way back, a couple of them, and then you want that to be placing like that. That's like the coal door, if you will. Alright, from here, just run a bunch of temporaries back there. It's just 4 or 5, doesn't matter. We want to grab a double axle, medium trailing, place it back, count back 1, 2 from that copycat panel that you just put down there, and then you're going to grab a single trailing and just place it right there. That's going to give the illusion of the larger 3-wheel tender for Henry. Fill in the gaps there with some girders. What that's going to do is just kind of fill things in. No one's really going to see it, but you'll know it's there. Okay, now in order to make this little shape right here, so that way it's a symmetrical area for the 3 to go in, what you're going to do is you're just going to place down on these temporary blocks some copycat half layers all the way up, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, down here. And then what that's going to do is it's going to create a continuous connective texture for your lime locomotive with that brass lining there. And you're just going to repeat that all the way down the side of the tender. Now we're going to go ahead and just make another one of these right on top of this. Once you have this odd shape, what we're going to do is we're going to remove the texture on the inside, fill that with coal, grab ourselves a copycat layer that preferably does not have that lime locomotive, fill it with coal, give Henry some coal, like so, and then take your stacked half layer and kind of just go nuts. Give yourself some levels there, so that way you've got a coal, like it looks like he has coal in his tender. Repeat that on the other side, of course, but for right now, we're going to place down one panel on the back here, and then one panel right above it on all 3 sides here, just placing a temporary block for right now. And then we're going to grab the lime riveted locomotive, temporary block, lime riveted locomotive, place that next one, that, so that way it's up on top like that. We're gonna grab a polished blackstone button and a site ladder, Either side, ladder going up. Run the flat riveted along the bottom there, slashed along the top. And then we're going to grab ourselves the stacked half layer. Actually, it's gonna be a different way. Yes, like that. Run those along like that. Grab a copycat layer. That right there. 2. Temporary block. 1. And then we're going to grab, just put down a temporary stacked half layer right there. Okay, there. So bottom. Take off the top ones. Slashed green locomotive all the way along the sides here. Then we're gonna do copycat layer twice. Temporary block on top of that guy so we can place that one. And then we're going to do a copycat layer here. Slashed, slashed, slashed. Temporary. Perfect. Now just come into your cab, the back of your cab, grab yourself a copycat headstock. Try to get it on the higher side there. Block. And then just rinse and repeat onto the other side to complete the tender. Alright, now that our tender is complete, just don't forget to make sure that you put the buffers on the back here, and then off with some red dye, so that way it matches the front. Make sure that you put down deep slate tile stairs. Actually, let's just do this. So deep slate tile stairs on the back on either side there. And then I just went with a scorchia pillar in the middle just for some extra texture. It really does not matter. Grab yourself the copycat headstock. I went down a little bit further, but you can go up if you wanted to. I wanted the texture showing. Dye them red. Then you have a couple of different options for the sign. You can just put a 3 from the Design and Decor mod, or you can grab the Thomas numbers texture pack on my Patreon to make the number 3 look like the Thomas number, or you can get creative with a framed sign and give yourself a different number 3. Whatever you want to do, the choice is up to you. Personally, for these builds, I've been going with the frame sign with just a little bit of custom text on there to make that number 3. But you can do whatever you'd like on Henry's Tender because it is your build. Do with it as you wish when you're building it. But that's going to complete our Henry. To glue him, super easy. We're going to place a temporary block here and a temporary block. Actually, we don't need a temporary block. We're going to get rid of all the glue that's apparently here. Oh my goodness. Jeez. Okay, click this slice. Bring the glue all the way to that guy. And then Henry is glued. The next guy is gonna go right there, temporary block, 2, Right block. Oop. Wait. Sorry. Oop. Oop. Did that before? Oh, wait a second. I know what I did. Like this. Right there, yeah. So 1 to 2. That is your Henry put together and ready to drive. Now, if you wanted to do the new shape, really all you would need to do is just change a couple of things. And this is where it can be as creative of a process as you'd like it to be. What I did here was I did copycat bytes in like a half stair kind of thing. I'll show you here. We did a layer like that. And fill that in with the polished cut diorite. Fill that guy in. It does not matter what color, because we're not going to see it anyway. Oop, wrong side. Run that like that. Run that like that. Oh, it does not matter. See it. That's going to go like that. Grab yourself a copycat layer. Run that out like that. And then we're going to grab a copycat half layer, which is this guy right here. Place that half layer here, up to, and then up 3. And that's going to pretty much be your new shape. You can take these splashers off if you'd like. Matt the Gamer Train had asked that I take the splashers off when building this version of Henry, just because Black 5 doesn't have splashers, and everybody knows that the new shape of Henry is a Black 5. So you can just rearrange those to however you want it to look. Like so. Actually should be like this. That. And then that's basically your shape Henry. You're going to want to switch up this guy, so you'll keep this one and to that one. 5. It's your new shape. Oh, I lowered this down as well. You can also run a copycat slice along there and fill it in with some white Locomotive smoke box. And then I did the copycat slope layers to do the piston heads. I did copycat slope layer. That on either side. And then that is your new shape as well as your old shape. Please let me know what you think in the comments below. Actually, I don't know. The schematics will be on my Patreon as well, but you know, pretty much just do whatever you'd like with the design and the shaping and everything. It's your build. Make it how you'd like it to be. Yeah. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked the video, please like the video. If you dislike the video, please dislike the video. Until then, or until next time, I've been Bubbycraft. You've been you. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good one. See you later. Bye!